Hey folks, Keough here with a little bit of training footage for you. This was taken during what I have, since the beginning of this training cycle, referred to as my normal or my regular grip bench press day, which for me, with my competition grip, involves me moving my hands in about an inch to 2 inches on each side. So it's a narrower grip for me. It's meant to emphasize tricep strength development because I do feel like that is, to a certain extent, holding my bench press back. And I've determined that I really need to work on this particular variation simply because when I move my hands in even a little bit on my bench press, my numbers go way down and I feel a lot weaker on it. So this is something that I've been working on for a while, and you're going to see me do 230 for 5 sets of 5 on this day. The sets themselves were certainly easy. I didn't struggle with any of them, and on the last set I did it with 2-second pauses, but I did feel like my speed was certainly lacking. That's to be expected. I did just take a full week off, and I'm coming back kind of slow. So I'm just going to try and accumulate the reps and build a base over this training cycle. I'm not doing anything too crazy, and I'm just going to continue to try and let myself heal up. I've been just dealing with a lot of aches and pains related to bench pressing, so I'm going to try and get that sorted out over the course of the next 4 weeks, and then once I get closer to my meet, I'll start pushing the intensity and pushing the degree of difficulty on my sets. I did mess around with my stance on this day and my setup on this day, and I wanted to sort of give you a look from the side of what it looks like when I bench press. Tried to tuck my shirt in so that you could actually see what my arch looks like, but I did try benching on my toes. Felt like I was able to get a bit bigger of an arch. I was certainly able to rotate my pelvis out more than before, and that, of course, is going to improve my arch. But ultimately, once I started getting up to heavier weights, once I got up to my work set weights, I just felt like I was getting no leg drive because my heels were off the ground and my feet were tucked as far behind me as I could get them. And I didn't feel comfortable with it that way, and I just felt like I was allowing the weight to kind of crush me, and I didn't have as solid a base as when I bench with my heels on the floor. So again, I've been messing a little bit with technique changes, but I think my setup is going to remain the same, at least for now. Even though the sets with my heels on the ground didn't look fantastic, I changed my technique after that first set and did the last 4 with my heels on the ground. So even though the rep speed didn't look fantastic, I just feel a little bit more comfortable right now with that setup, and I'm still able to develop a pretty good arch with my heels on the ground. I don't need my toes only on the ground in order to produce an arch, so I think I'll stick with that for now. Again, last set did 2-second pauses just to make it a little bit more difficult and a little bit more interesting. After this set, I'm going to show you one set of benching with kettlebells hanging from mini bands, and this is sort of like a poor man's bamboo bar or band bell bar. This sort of setup, if you bench with a bamboo bar, it does have a therapeutic benefit for your shoulders, and I don't think anybody is really sure how or why that's the case, but whenever I do this, even with the barbell and kettlebells hanging from bands, I have to work really hard to stabilize that weight, and that's what I'm doing here. And for some reason, I don't know if it's working smaller stabilizing muscles in my shoulder, but for some reason, whenever I do this, afterwards my shoulders feel a lot better, so I'm going to be doing these a lot more often in the future. Anyway, keep checking in. I'll have more videos for you very soon.